Hey, in this video we're going to be talking about something that everybody needs more of. No, not money, width in your golf swing. You can get more distance, more accuracy, more consistency just by getting your swing arc to be wider, both backswing and downswing. Let's figure out how we're going to do it right after this. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. You know, the one thing I noticed lately that is just so pronounced as I walk up and down my driving range, and really any driving range, is that the average guy out there has got a swing that is incredibly narrow. In other words, they cannot prescribe a wide arc both back and through, but instead they'll pick the club up, bend both arms too much, almost set the club on their shoulder, and then swing down from there. So that's what I see, and it becomes very easy as we get older to lose our potential for flexibility, but also become a little bit too much of a couch potato and not work on our fitness and our flexibility, and we really should. So let's take a look at some key positions in the swing and some really easy to do drills that are going to help you get some more width into your swing. All right, first, I think a lot of people lose the potential for width right at address. I build it into my setup. So what I do is, you can see I'm extending, making the longest lever I can already, but then I'm going to marry my bicep to the corner of my pec here. What you're going to see is that I'm going to put and set the radius, a nice wide radius here, right at address. So I'm putting my left arm in charge. Dominating the swing is what the left arm is going to be prescribing, or responsible for prescribing the arc on the way back, on the way through, and right about to the front of the mat, or about 30 inches past impact. At that point, the right arm is going to take over, and it's going to be responsible for creating whatever width we have in the follow-through. Today we're just focusing on the left arm. Now, don't get this confused for reaching way out for it, like I'm going to try to extend way out. I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is I'm bringing the left arm into a fairly extended state, kind of almost bringing my left shoulder a little bit into the position here. I've still got my spread out hand width here, but I feel like I'm kind of forming a straight line almost with the arm and the club. From here, I'm going to make sure that the right side of the body, the right arm, kind of goes into a passive, almost a subservient position. It's going to more follow the lead of the dominant left arm. Now, once you can get the club wide through the takeaway, for a lot of you, you're going to be home free. Now, there's one key group of muscles here, key joint, that's going to be crucial in getting this thing to be wide. Here you got our good left arm, strong left arm here. Now, I'm going to try to prescribe a nice long, low takeaway, and I'm going to start recruiting the muscles in my upper back, and I'm going to pull this shoulder blade, or this scapula, away from the spine, and I'm going to start to wind the shoulder under the chin this way, very early on, and that's going to help me establish a very wide arc to begin with. It's kind of like driving a bus. Once you get that momentum going, it starts to become hard to redirect the momentum. So you start drawing the wide arc. For a lot of you, that might be all you need. Now, here's a great exercise you can do with, I've got my Power Coil Pro here. You can pick one up on my website. It's a fantastic tool for helping you get width and length to your swing. Really can turn you into a very powerful hitter all by itself if you just practice with this for about 2 minutes a day. Now, I've got it tied around a pole and attached to itself, and I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit here. Now, you can see once I get it stretched out, And as I try to, I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to try to pull anymore. I'm going to let it pull on me. And you can see how it starts to wind my shoulder blades. A great exercise just to be conscious of the pull of this shoulder blade, getting engaged as you take the club back, really feeling a sense of stretch. Just kind of let it go. Let your arm turn into a little bit of a noodle, and it'll really go. So you're going to notice a theme here that a lot of width, once you start to create momentum, you start to create outward seeking force. So you don't have to hold your arm like an iron bar. That is not how we're going to cause the arm to stay straight-ish throughout the swing, but instead it's the outwards pulling force. And if I add enough of this, here's my outwards pulling force, the more I actually relax, the wider my arc gets. Notice it's just continuing to pull the muscles of my scapula away from the spine, engages the shoulder turn. It's a really good feeling stretch, actually. And it's helping me get the feel of taking a very wide arc. All right, now another really valuable tool you can use to feel width in the swing, and I really like this tool for winding up and getting wide towards the top of the swing and coming down. And that's this orange whip. Again, you can pick one of these up on my website. Just check the link down below if you think this drill might really resonate with you. Gonna feel the same takeaway, that stretch of the scapula. We're just gonna take it all the way up to the top, and we're gonna try to feel the outwards force from the momentum pulling on our arm. Now that's a lot easier because it's got a really heavy ball out at the end. We're going to see if I can wind this up to parallel, continuing to feel the outwards pull. So I'm not an iron bar. Instead, my arm is going to become more and more relaxed, and it's going to be, I'm going to allow the outwards force to just pull it into the position of a steel bar, just like this. And I'm really feeling that scapula again engage, get my shoulder to move under my chin, get a nice big shoulder turn, feel the outwards force, and I'm really getting some big time width at the top of that swing. Now, starting down, the transition is another really key place where even I have had big problems with the arc kind of collapsing inwards. You can get overeager here. You can get to be in a hurry or want to try to hit it too hard too soon. And what will happen is you'll get to the top real good, and then you'll try to yank the club down to the ball because you're in too big of a hurry trying to hit it hard rather than swing it fast around a wide circle. The best advice I could probably give you again is to feel, because at this point the club doesn't have a lot of outward seeking force. It hasn't really built up enough speed and momentum yet to really feel the yank on that arm. So what you're going to try to do here is just keep the arms soft and passive while you get the lower half moving, stepping down onto your front heel and starting to rotate your body. Just keep the arm soft. And you're just going to have patience and wait for the momentum of the club to start picking up and yanking on your arm again. So just don't be in a hurry to start that downswing, but instead wait for the arm to get pulled on as it stays relaxed all the way through the impact zone. Now, hopefully, if everything has gone right, you're bringing that club down and the arm is getting yanked out of the socket You haven't given up the scapula quite yet because it's pulled on, and you're kind of coming into impact with full extension like this, and reach full extension with the right arm right about here, and then the right arm will take over into the follow-through. Now let's look at a key photograph, and that's a picture I really like. You can find other golfers you like, and they'll have similar look, especially the longer hitters. You're going to see this picture of Bryson. I mean, he is looking like his arm is rigid, like a steel bar, and really pulled out long away from his body. He's keeping just an incredible amount of width as he comes down into the ball. Now, what's all this width going to get us? Why would we want to work so hard on this? Well, a couple things. It certainly makes the hand path longer, the club arc wider and longer. It would give us more chance, more time for the club to accelerate, for the hands to accelerate the handle, bring the club around. It's going to give us more club head speed for the same amount of effort, but it's also going to help us do a much better job squaring up the club face consistently coming into the ball, so that your hooks and slices will start to dissipate or at least become more consistent. If you have a two-way miss, maybe this is something that'll get you down to just a one-way miss, and it'll start to isolate maybe some other problem in your swing that's causing that. But furthermore, this is going to allow you to hit so many more balls in the sweet spot, squarely in the sweet spot. So it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. You start popping the ball out there off the sweet spot long, and it will almost give you the patience to just let the width create the pull on that arm, and not to try to rush the downswing or try to rush the transition like that, where most people get really narrow. So remember those exercises, remember the tools that may help you, remember the feeling, the relaxed arm being pulled outwards by the momentum of the club head. Feel it gradually build on the way down, let it yank on your relaxed arm, and I think surely you'll be hitting the ball longer and straighter, and that goes for everybody who's not named Shirley as well. All right, I'm going to head back and practice on my width some more, because when I swing wide, I really crush it straight. It's a great feeling to have. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate all of you supporting my channel. And as usual, and that includes Shirley too, and as usual, I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.